Hi guys, it's your girl and I'm back with another one, and this one is British inventions that have changed the world. And we all know that there's so many inventions that were done by Brits that have changed the world for the better. Even up today, we're using it and we are, having a blast of life because of these inventions. So I've saw some already, but I want to hear what this young lady has to say. Her name is Yvette Survives. The link will be in the description below. Please go over and show her some love. So if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit that like, hit the subscribe, because you don't want to miss out whenever time I upload. And to all my regular schmeglers, day one to the bad to the post, come on in, right back, put a smile on your face and enjoy. So let's hear what Yvette has to say about these inventions and what they are. Here we go right about now.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, I am Yvette. I moved to the UK in May last year and I've been here almost a year, and I'm documenting my experiences. Okay. I literally hit record and they literally turned that on. You cannot be joking. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Some technical difficulties. We're back. Sorry. I also have a wild dog that likes to come in and out of my videos. Hello. I'm eating you too somehow. So for this video, I wanted to make a video talking about the top British inventions that no one really realizes are British. I feel like America takes a lot of the glory in terms of inventions, and people don't realize how much Brits did, considering how impactful they were on the world, particularly in the Industrial Revolution and all that jazz. So I thought I'd make a video highlighting some of Britain's greatest achievements, and we'll go from there. So these are just some of the ones that I had no idea about. So you might already know these, they might be common knowledge, but coming from a foreigner, these were not common knowledge to me. Okay. Number one, I think is absolutely no surprise to anyone who's been to England, but the thermo flask. So the flask that you put your tea in, shocking. They love tea so much they found a way to travel with it. And so that's a British invention, which makes sense. It was invented in 1892 by James someone. I'm not going to be like a history lesson. All you need to know is it was a flask. So yeah, he literally was a scientist and he just wanted to be able to take tea on picnics, which is the most British thing I've ever heard, and I love it. The next invention is
I did not know that the thermoflask was a British invention. I did not know that. I really didn't. Okay, he just wanted to bring something. Quintessential British thing to know, indeed. I will agree with that. Let's hear the next one.
Lawnmower, which everyone has. Lawnmower was invented in 1827, and it was for the affluent to have good football and cricket pitches, which is surprising to no one. But then obviously it took off, and there you go. Which makes sense, because very British to think of a British garden with a very curated like hedge and like beautiful like flowers. Makes sense. Now this one, if I've got an American,
did not know that the lawnmower was a British invention. And look at the main reason why they created it, to keep the lawns patched so footballs and stuff can be played properly on a moat. Isn't that something? But the wealthy. And oh wow. Okay, now that's my second. I didn't know. I've heard a lot of inventions, but I did not. These weren't on the list.
Watching will be a point of contention, I am sure, but I have my stats to back me up. The light bulb was invented by No, it wasn't invented by Thomas Edison. I got you. It was invented by Joseph Swan in 1880. He started manufacturing them in 1880. He had a patent, and at the time, the only real competition was gas lights, and these were much better for the people because there was no residue, no smoke, etc., no smell, and they took off, and they only lasted 12 hours. So I have no idea how much they would have cost, because that would have been. But yeah, little known fact, not Thomas Edison. That's a good one for like trivia, your pub trivia, and that's who invented the light bulb. And it's a trick question because really it's Joseph Swan. The next one, my personal favorite.
Because I would have said Thomas Edison to begin with, because that's what I know. So it's not him, it's Joseph Swan that invented the light bulb. Okay, now.
Is the chocolate bar. It was created in 1847 by Fry and Sons. Before this point, it was only consumed as like a drink, and then they created a mixture where they mix it with sugar and made it more of a a solid that would then melt in your mouth, and that was the chocolate bar, which is fascinating. So
It
was
is.
also created in Bristol. So my Bristolians, claim to fame, chocolate, get royalties.
That I did know that it was a British invention.
Something we've all had at some time in our life is soda water, which was invented by the Brits, specifically Joseph Priestley in 1742. He created soda water. So he created the way to make soda water. However, Mr. Schwepp, whoever of Schweppes, I think we all know, ended up using that method to make carbonated soft drink. And it was a bowl above some beer, and then that makes soda water. There you go. 1876, by Graham Bell, he invented the telephone, the traditional telephone, rather than, our traditional mobile phones have today. I don't know what he would think about that. Another huge one, so I'm covering off
So I'm familiar with the telephone. Soda water. I'm trying to rackle my brain if I've ever heard it before. I've heard about the Schweppes one, but the actual soda and water, I'm not sure, and I don't want to lie to say that I knew when I didn't. So I'm kind of saying it's new information to me because I can't go in my brain box and pick up that I knew that.
All of the massive inventions, I'd say, that have transformed the 21st century is that phones. We've got phones, light bulbs. We also have the television, which revolutionary. And I didn't know that. I honestly would have thought America invented the TV, but here we are. The TV was invented by John Bard, and it was in 1925. So somehow older, but also not as old as I thought, which is weird. So there's a bit of contention over who actually invented the TV. However, Jonathan Bard did actually project an image using television type materials first. However, he didn't patent it or protect it in any way, so he couldn't really reap the rewards of his invention. So that's why there's so many different people who took that technology and then tweaked it and made it their own, and then there you go, sold off.
I'm familiar about the TV that was a British invention, so yeah, I knew that one.
Next one I think is interesting because of the reputation Brits have for having bad teeth, but did you know that Brits invented the toothbrush? Before he invented the toothbrush, people were getting salt and soot and putting it on a rag and then brushing their teeth like that, and he was like, I think I got a better way. And so in 1770, he invented a toothbrush, and I cannot thank him more for it. There's so many inventions for the UK have invented, so hip replacement, sewerage systems, all of standard day-to-day stuff, but I'm here for the interesting ones, the ones that you wouldn't think of. So for example, the UK,
I did not know about the toothbrush. I had no clue that it was a British invention. I like the fact that she's talking about the one that you wouldn't think that were invented there, because I'm familiar with like she said, the hip replacement, the syringe, the telephone, the industrially, the trains. I'm familiar with those stuff, but
invented hovercrafts. It was by Christopher Cockwell, and he was in 1953, and he just wanted to make his boat go faster, and then he ended up making it hover along the water. So Back to the Future has some thanks to give, I think, to Christopher. The UK also invented ATMs, something we all use almost every day. It was invented in 1967 by Joseph Sharon Barron. Is that it? Shepard Barron. And he invented ATMs because there was a machine installed outside of Barclays in 1967. However, because we didn't have credit cards yet, you would get a special check and you could insert it and put a pin in, and then it would give you £10 back. And then obviously it's taken off from there. But I often think before then, because I think they actually, before they came widespread, they didn't come widespread, I think, in Australia until maybe the 80s, maybe even later. Because my parents would often mention how when they were young, they would have to go to the bank during the week and get their money out for the weekend, and the banks were closed on weekends. So if you didn't have enough money for the weekend, too bad. And I was like, as someone who lives in the 21st century, I've got 7 different ways I can pay for something, whether it's Apple Pay, credit cards, cash, a different credit card.
That's true.
There's always some way to buy something now. So the idea that you could have just literally been stuck with no cash is wild. would have made saving a lot easier because you just can't access your money. So it's like when you're eating healthy and you buy healthy food at the store and then you get home and then you want to crave snacks, but there aren't any and you can't get any. That's how I feel with the money situation. Is that the weirdest analogy I've ever given? Probably.
I am familiar with the ATM. That I did know. But it was between two persons. One was check and then one was the machine. It's a credit card. So, but her analogy, she says it's weird, but yeah, it kind of makes sense the way she put it. If you really listen to it, it's like you're wanting your cash, you have to take it out before the weekend because if you don't, you're not going to get it, and it kind of make you save in a sense because what you wanted to buy, maybe more like you're not going to want it by the beginning of the new week, so you kind of save some money. But it's interesting to know that that's the case. It was a British invention. Like I said, I'm familiar with that.
I've saved the best to last. I think it's the most impactful thing that's ever happened to the history of mankind, and it's a British invention, so you guys can claim it all your own. It is the World Wide Web. It was invented by Tim Berners-Lee, and it was almost called Tim, like the internet was almost called Tim. It's like the World Wide Tim or something. So he, in 1991, the year I was born, good year, connected a bunch of computers together and created a server, and then created the first ever web page, which explained how to set up a website and how to use it to search things. So without that, the entire world would be different. And he gave away that invention for free. I don't think he's gotten any reward from it. He didn't pay anyone to use it. It was free domain, which is amazing. That would never happen now.
No.
Without him, you wouldn't be watching this video. You wouldn't know who I am. It's wild how much that's changed. So those were just some of my favorite British inventions that I had no idea about. Some of them make complete sense, like the thermoflask and that. But things like the internet, I think people don't give enough credit to the UK for inventing.
That's true.
Let's be honest, Brits don't like to blow their own trumpet, and they really should sometimes.
Yeah.
You guys do have a lot to offer. You should be bragging more. America's getting all the brags in. But that's it for this video. I thought I'd just do a quick little fun one, just something random. I fell down the internet again, down a random.
I didn't know that they invented the World Wide Web, and she's right. You Brits don't like to toot your horn at all. It's like you don't like to be fluffed up. You do something and it's okay. Nobody has to really know. You understand? And I like that. You're not puffed up with pride. That's that I've realized over the years now, looking at videos and hearing people that are from the UK, you know, that and just watching even Night at the Prom or just listening to how you guys talk and behave. You guys are not boastful at all, and I really enjoy that about you guys. But yeah, if it wasn't for you, I couldn't be sitting here talking to you in this day and age. So that's and 1991. When you think about it, it's not really a long time ago. So that's an amazing contribution to the world, and I do salute you and give you guys the praise for that, you know. So I can sit here and talk to you. I can pick up a phone and I can call. You know what? It's an extension. But you guys have done the world so much with all the inventions that you have created and things that you have invented. And you guys really don't get credit or get the credit that is due, because most of the times, like you said, you think it's an American invention or it's from a different country or it's, you understand? So a lot of times when you stop, you say, oh, I'm mistaken. That wasn't made by an American. Oh, that wasn't that was a British invention. I did not know. I thought this was from Japan, or I thought this was from America. You know what I mean? So she's spot on about that. But with that said, thank you guys so much for all that you have contributed to this world and continue to contribute with all your inventions. It's your Island Girl. Love you guys to the max. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give this one a big thumbs up because it helps the channel. Not only that, hit the subscribe if you're new here. Be good, be kind, put a smile on your face because you never know what that smile will do for somebody else. Love you guys, and I'll definitely catch you guys in another video. Bye.